Good morning. So we are getting our first snow of the season, and yesterday I realized that I have a bunch of tomatoes on the vine, like my San Marzano tomatoes. I don't know if they're going to survive in the snow, so I'm going to go pick them right now. They're still green, but it should be fine. I don't know if they're going to ripen on the vine because don't they need the sun to ripen? Anyway, we're going to go get them now. Hey friends, I have a hair appointment today. I'm really excited. I wanted to show my before look. It's giving Wendy's. I'm not mad at it though. I took my twist down the other day and put a bunch of oil and stuff in my hair and braided it up. I'm really happy about the density though. I've been working on that. But the front of my hair had really thinned out because of breakage and stuff. Wearing a lot of slick back style. So I've been regrowing that for the past few months and it's looking good. My edges are so thick and I'm getting it straightened today. I'm getting a trim. So I'm excited for that. This is the first, I think this will be the first time I'm straightening my hair this year. No, I actually got my hair straightened at a different salon a year ago, or like in January. So almost a year ago. And it was cute or whatever. So this is going to be the first time I'm getting my hair straightened at this salon, this new salon that I started going to. The one that's been twisting my hair. And I love when they do my twists. But these little braids are so funny. This one has just been crooked since I did it, and then this one is just kind of curved. But it looks like Wendy's. I look like Wendy's from the fast food logo. Anyway, I'll be back in a couple of hours and I'll show you what my hair is looking like. So here is the hair. I'll get a better clip tomorrow when the sun is back out, but I think it's really cute. I didn't want it super straight. The inspo picture I had, it had like a lot of body. And so I didn't want a real like super straight, slick. I wanted to maintain like the kinky straight. And so the stylist flat ironed my hair on a lower setting so that it didn't get too straight. And I didn't want any curls. I'm going to a holiday party this weekend, so I wanted to be able to put my own, I wanted to minimize the amount of heat I'm going to be using on it this weekend, so I just had her leave it straight and I'll just wrap it and it'll probably have more body once I wrap it tonight, but it's really pretty. This is like the longest my hair has ever been too. It's kind of hard to tell. Can't see the back, but anyway, I really like it. I got a nice trim. My hair just feels so smooth. So smooth. The last time I had my hair straightened was in April for my birthday. I did it myself and tried to trim it. I was trying to treat myself to like a birthday salon visit, but it didn't end up working out. So I just did it myself and it was okay. It's kind of scraggly looking, but the last time I had it straightened at a salon was in January. When I did the book video back in January, I think it was, I had mentioned having my hair done at a salon that was going to be like my salon. I don't go there anymore. Actually, that was my last visit to that salon. It just was for the best. And yeah, so I went to the place that I normally go to get my twists and stuff, and they do straightenings and stuff too, other styles. So I got this today, and yeah, I need to keep my hands out of it. I just want to wear it down a little bit until I wrap it for the evening, which will be soon. It reminds me of how I used to wear my hair when I was in middle school. Like I would straighten it myself and then just wear it, when I was wearing it straight, wear it behind my ears like this. But yeah, I'll kind of style it differently this weekend, add some curls. I initially wanted a side part, but she parted it in the middle to trim it. And then I just had her leave it there because it looked pretty neat. Since she wasn't curling it, it was just going to be easier for me to maintain. But anyway, this is the hair. I really like it. It looks really good. Look at that. Nice cut.
Because real, fresh, healthy food. I've decided you can't give up.
Brian, he was sleeping in this car when Doc found him.
You're late. Easy, see.
Dad.
Look out for these stickers to find great deals on vehicles.
Hey friends, so this is editing Brittany chiming in here. I was just sitting here as I'm editing this video and kind of laughed to myself because I look like a giant in my house. And it's not really until I watch these videos back when I'm editing that I realize it kind of looks like I live in a fun house sometimes, which is kind of funny. I am already pretty tall, but I wear clogs around my house for arch support. Anyway, I wanted to talk about the crackers I made because they were good. Well, they weren't good. They were too salty and inedible, unfortunately. I used that everything but the bagel seasoning. I got that one from Costco. I didn't realize how much salt it had in it. That's not a seasoning that I normally use, but I just so happened to have it in my cabinet. And the recipe for these crackers that I used called for it. So I was happy that I had this giant container and I sprinkled very generously. And then I realized how much salt is in that. So yeah, I couldn't really enjoy the crackers because they were literally like just too salty. But in this clip, I am getting ready for Christmas. So this year I was hosting my family and I was preparing my kitchen so that I could like make this vegan feast. And I was exhausted, y'all. 2025 was such a taxing year. I was off for about a week and a half for the winter holidays and my leave started on December 22nd. And I totally intended to like clean my kitchen and do all of that stuff before the 23rd, but I just didn't have time to get around to it. So I was scrambling on this day because my family flew in on the 24th and I wanted to give people holiday cookies for their presents and I needed to like really clean my kitchen. I do not like to cook, especially when I'm cooking for other people without cleaning my kitchen just because I have a cat and she lacks boundaries. And so I was just in a time crunch trying to clean up and not only bake 3 different types of cookies to give to my family, but also prep my kitchen for the holiday meal that I was going to be preparing because I cooked this year for my vegan mom. And so I was like making our meal and I made like a 100% plant-based meal. It was really good. So yeah, in addition to making the cookies, I wanted to prep as much of my Christmas dinner as possible. So that meant like chopping up all of my veggies and getting as much prep work done as I could. Unfortunately, I did not get a lot of that stuff done on the 23rd, and most of it took place after she arrived on Christmas Eve. So most of my day on Christmas Eve was like prepping for my meal. And as you can see, my kitchen is pretty small. This is one of the biggest pet peeves I have with my house. I love my house. I'm so thankful for my house. I've been here over 6 years now. I just wish I had a bigger kitchen. As somebody who cooks and does not have like a pantry or like a ton of cabinet space, it gets really burdensome when I'm trying to prepare large meals, especially if I'm cooking for other people. There's not enough room to have like multiple people in the kitchen. We just kind of get in each other's way. And yeah, so that's on my 2026 wish list is a bigger kitchen. Not sure how that's going to happen, but I'm putting it out there. So yeah, this day I was totally exhausted, but I was so glad to be done with work and I was really excited to be able to give my family cookies when they arrived. I even made a plant-based cookie for my mom, so that was really exciting. It was the first time I made it and it was pretty good. So once we got to Christmas Eve, my family arrives. I give out the cookies. They're really excited about them. I start prepping. My family arrived around, let's say, by 9 a.m. they were here. And from 9 a.m. until 10 p.m., I was prepping. I was chopping veggies. I was baking stuff. I was just preparing for Christmas dinner. My meal was pretty elaborate, which I didn't mind. I was excited to try it. And it's always nice to like make an elaborate meal when you have somebody to share it with. So I was really excited for my family to like try it. Tell me why my freaking water went out. That is the only reason I stopped at 10 p.m. It was forced rest, y'all. There was a water main break on my block, only on my block. On my entire street, it was on my block. I called the water department and they were like, yeah, we already got calls from some of your other neighbors. There's a water main break. It is expected to be resolved within 6 to 8 hours. So I'm thinking, 6 to 8 hours, I am not done cooking for Christmas. And I had dishes in the dishwasher. I had a ton of dishes in the sink to wash. I had clothes in the washing machine, so I had to like go turn off all my appliances because I didn't want any of those things to be ruined as a result of like not having water, and they're supposed to run with water. I ended up going to bed. When I woke up at like 5 a.m. to see if the water was back on, it was not. It was not back on. Before I realized it was a water main break, I had been like looking out the door and I could see people working on the street. And so those guys were out there all night. I wish I would have been able to like take them some coffee or donuts or something. Like that was my Hallmark movie Christmas spirit moment kicking in when the reality set in, like, dang, these guys have really been working all night and the issue is still not resolved. So I called the water department back around 6 a.m. on Christmas Day and I was like, hey, can you give me an update on this? Because online you've closed the case that I submitted, or like closed my inquiry, and told me that this water was going to be on within 6 to 8 hours, and we're at the 8 hour mark and I still don't have any water. So the guy says, oh yeah, the workers are about to turn back on the main water line right now. So I waited and I waited and I waited, and I kept looking out my door and I could see that they had both sides of the street blocked off, presumably all night. It took them like 2 hours to finish up from the time in which I spoke to this man. So it was just a really, really long day. This was not the most restful holiday. Next year, I will probably definitely be catering my holiday meal. If I look tired in this clip, I continued to look tired throughout Christmas Eve and throughout Christmas because it was just kind of a mess. I'm doing holiday meal prep right now. I have a ton of stuff to do. I'm trying to get as much of my Christmas meal prepped in advance as possible. I'm also baking cookies for my family. I have some vegan speculoos cookies in the oven right now. It's like a spice cookie, kind of looks like gingerbread. I have those in the oven right now. I see the timer is about to go off because I need to do something and then put them back in the oven. I'm also going to be making oatmeal raisin cookies this afternoon for my grandmother, and I'm going to do as much of my like veggie washing and like chopping and stuff as I can. I do have a tiny food processor. Okay, so the cookies, I needed to pull them out just for a minute so that I can like part them. They're going to be broken apart into little rectangles. Let me show you what they look like. They smell so good. So they're not done, but I had to put them in the oven for 10 minutes, and then after 10 minutes you pull them out, and now I'm going to perforate them so that it's easier to break apart once they are completely finished and cooled. So I got the cookies back in the oven. They need to cook for about 30 minutes. I just set that timer. I'm also gonna be making oatmeal raisin cookies, like I mentioned. I'm gonna do those in the afternoon because I don't have time to cook these, let these cool, and then mix up the dough for the oatmeal raisin cookies. I did like package all of the dry ingredients together though, so it did make it really easy this morning. I did all of that stuff last night. This morning I woke up, cleaned my kitchen, and started making the cookies. I'll have to take a pause because I have an appointment in a little bit, but once I get back from that, I'll be able to like bake the rest of my cookies and like start assembling my dinner, my Christmas dinner. I'm making a mushroom Wellington. I'm making a warm salad with like root vegetables and then lentils and rice, like a lentil rice pilaf. And I think that is it. Oh, a chocolate pie. I'll make that. When would I make that? I don't know. Because I want that to sit. Maybe I'll make that tomorrow. I think I can make the crust today and then make the filling for it tomorrow. Honestly, I could probably make the pie today and just wrap it up in some plastic or something, and then it'll be good to go for the holiday. But yeah, that's gonna be my day. I'll be showing you how I'm prepping. I'm about to start peeling some vegetables now. I have about an hour before I have to start getting ready for my appointment. So I'm gonna do as much as I can in that hour and eat some toast, make a little coffee, and then get my stuff done and then come back. Okay, so it is much later. I still have a bunch of stuff that I want to do. It's 8:38. I don't know if I'm gonna do it all tonight though, or if I'm just gonna wait and start again in the morning. I'm kind of tired. I'm very tired, but I got the stuff that I absolutely needed to get done tomorrow done. I'm doing a bit of a cookie exchange in the morning, so I needed to make sure I had all those taken care of. I decided at the last minute to make chocolate chip cookies. I was gonna initially just gift, hold on, get out of the kitchen. So initially I was just gonna make the speculoos cookies, which are like the spice cookies, and oatmeal raisin cookies from my grandmother. And I was gonna give the spice cookies to my aunt and my cousin, but I'm gonna keep those for myself and for my mom because they're vegan and we can eat those. And they didn't really turn out the way that I wanted them to. I kind of wish I had a larger sheet pan so I could have really made them thinner, because it's supposed to be a crispy cookie, but you have to dehydrate them in the oven. Or maybe I needed more baking soda. I don't know if it's baking soda or baking powder. I think it's baking soda that makes things crispy. But some folks in the review for this particular recipe did say that they had to bake the cookies longer than the recipe called for, just to really crisp them up. And so when I tried to bake mine, or when I did bake mine for a little bit longer, because I had baked them before I left for my appointment, and then when I got back home I left them in the oven to cool. I didn't want to leave them out on the counter. I left them in the oven to cool, and I thought that maybe that would they would continue to like not dehydrate but crisp up in the oven since the oven was warm. But some of them are just kind of soft, and they're not bad, but I can tell it's supposed to be a crispy cookie and it just kind of tastes a little weird. Like the softer ones taste a little strange to me. So I'm not sure what the flavor of the cookies are really good though. I don't think I use any flour. That recipe is vegan and gluten-free, so no flour, and I use coconut sugar. I doubled the recipe, so I think I used a cup of coconut sugar, and they're still not very sweet, but like with the spices that were used and with the coconut sugar, the flavor is really good. I just need to figure out how to get them a bit crispier. So definitely a cookie that I would want to try again. I also added toasted walnuts to them. The recipe called for like 60 grams, I think, 60 or 70. No, I think it was more than that. I doubled it, so it was more. But it called for like toasted nuts or seeds or something, and I opted to use walnuts because I thought that would taste the best, and it really did taste. It was like, the flavor is really, really great on these cookies. Feeling like I'm about to crash out in a little bit, but I still wanted to like do a couple of things. There's some things I'm not going to be able to get done until the morning, and it is, I mean, it's fine. Like ideally all of this stuff would be done before my family gets here, but it's just not going to work out that way, and that's okay. But I got the cookies good to go, so I can give those out in the morning like I wanted to. And then I'll probably vacuum, put my sofa cover back on, and go to bed. I'm really, really tired. If I can be in the bed and like falling asleep by 10, That would be great, because then I'll probably wake up at 5. I wake up really early for no reason. My body just wakes up. That's actually what happened this morning. I didn't have to work today, and I couldn't sleep for the past 2 days. I've just been feeling really anxious, and I don't know if it's because like I'm hosting dinner and just kind of thinking about like all of my meal prep and stuff, plus like trying to decompress from work and just like switching gears for the next 2 weeks, because I don't go back to work until the new year, so that'll be good. Let me show y'all what these cookies are looking like, and then I'm gonna vacuum the house once I like I wanted to make sure I had the cookies baked and stuff before I started like vacuuming and kicking up dust and all of that. So they're cooling right now. I'm gonna put them in Ziploc bags in a minute, vacuum, and go to sleep. I'm exhausted. These are chocolate chip with marshmallows on top.
Signora Sindaca,
Ma cavolo, Nora, sta cercando i soldoni del censimento. Gli dell'Ottocento
I think I probably could.
ti ho portato il caffè e la
Maybe.
cavalleria. Eccoci qui.
Oh, they have matching peppers, so.
They do.
Is it cool if I don't walk you to the train station?
It's cool.
Questi! Genio! No, something.
What?
I have something to show you.
Until next time, see you soon.
This just in, the CIA Inspector General has opened an investigation.
Nice and golden brown.
Yvonne, have you found out